Okay, so this is going to be a real short video of how to make cracklin cornbread. If you've never heard of cracklin cornbread, then you're probably not from the South. If you're not from the South, you probably don't eat pork. You can probably make this with chicken skins, but if you don't eat pork, you probably don't eat chicken skins either. So in that case, you might as well just get your Hawaiian roll and call it a day. However, if I have completely misassessed your interest and you still want to know how to make cracklin cornbread after I've made all these assumptions, then please stay tuned to the rest of this video. Now, here's where a lot of people go wrong. And I'm not going to say they go wrong because soul food is fairly forgiving. You can do what you want to do because it's your food. But these are pork skins. Pork skins like this, you might as well just get you some hot sauce and just eat them because they're hard. The pork skins, the pork cracklins that we need are much softer, they're much smaller, and they have a lot more fat on them. Like that. They're much smaller than a normal pork skin. So we need country style pork cracklins. See, they look like some cracklins. They're smaller, they're crumbled up. Now that we have that out of the way, the next important thing to remember is making good cracklin cornbread depends on the foundation. The foundation is just knowing how to make a good pan of cornbread. So let's just make sure you know how to make some good cornbread. Use a cup of meal. I prefer yellow meal, but here I'm using yellow and white meal. You're also going to need 3/4 cup of flour, about a teaspoon of baking powder. I didn't have any baking soda, but put a pinch of baking soda in there as well, and like a pinch of salt. Go ahead and add you about 1/4 of a cup of sugar. If you like sweeter cornbread closer to Jiffy, then add more sugar, but this is just a southern style cornbread, not too sweet. It's cornbread, it ain't cake. But you can add you now about a cup of milk, although that's not quite a cup, but you'd have to stir and see if you need more milk. You can add more milk. I'm also going to add about 2 tablespoons, tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of sour cream. You need about 1/4 of a cup of oil, vegetable oil. You're using 2 eggs. And you've just got to stir it. Now, you don't want this consistency to be too thick. So if you've added your milk and your oil and your eggs and it's still thick, like you're trying to roll out a dough, you're not rolling out a dough. So you need to add some milk, or you can also add some warm water. Don't add too much, add a little bit at a time. And you want the consistency to be enough to pour off the spoon, but not run off the spoon. You don't want it to fall off the spoon. You don't want it to run off the spoon. You want it to pour off the spoon smoothly. Don't overstir it, but stir it enough so that you get this consistency. Now, you can stop right here if you don't want cracklin cornbread. If you just want good cornbread, then this is done. But we're making cracklin cornbread here, so we've got to add our cracklin. You can use as little or as much as you've like. But if we're making cracklin cornbread, we might as well pour it on in there. So I would use about at least a cup, but I would even say 2 cups. So if you want to use more, you can use more depending on how much cracklin you want to eat. But if you want cracklin in each bite, usually about 2 cups. And there you go. See how it's running off, of pouring off, if you will, if you tipped it over. All right. Enough of this. Now it's time to bake it up. Get your cast iron skillet, the best weapon for cornbread. This is your best piece of equipment you can even own, especially for cornbread. You can oil it up however you want to. You can put some Pam in there. You just need some grease in the bottom of your skillet so your cornbread don't stick. So now we are stirring up, pouring it in the pan. Patty cake, baker's man. Okay, you know you want to get every last drop. Ain't nobody got time to be wasting no cornbread batter. So, you would have already preheated your oven to 400 degrees. Cook it for about 25 minutes. But when you start smelling your cornbread, it's time to take a look at it. Because about maybe a few minutes after you start smelling it, it's time to come out. But it's going to cook about 20 minutes. And if you think this cornbread is burned, then I want you to hush your mouth, because this bread is not burnt. Those spots on there are the cracklin. Get you some butter, coat it real good, or I can't believe it's not butter, or whatever your butter substitute is, and give it a little love around the top. And now we are going to let it cool just a little bit, or not, it's up to you. And we're going to show you here. Look how easy that comes out. No fuss, no mess, no falling apart. This is a good pan of cornbread, if I do say so myself. You thought it was burned at first, didn't you? Nope. Not at all. I'm going to show you as well. Fred, show them the bottom of the bread. Let them see that this bread is not burned. This is a perfect pan of cornbread. Cracklin bread, I may add. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. This is what cornbread is supposed to look like, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and plate this up. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know how you like this recipe if you decide to make it on your own. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Freddie Cooks International Soul Food.